Hi everyone. Uh, the topic of application of derivative. But above, now we are going to move with our last topic. We have discussed about our maxima and minima. Till now we have discussed our basic concept about the point of local maxima and local minima. And there we have studied about our first derivative test. Then after that we have discussed about our second derivative test, and then after that we are going to be use our test in our applied mathematics there. We have already use it to solve some problems there, and today also in our online classes I am discussing about already how we solve applied mathematics problem using second derivative test. I am going to revise you again what we do, what is our working rule to get to solve any maximum minimum problem there. First of all, we are going to be find out our function there with given condition. We find out our function, then we are going to find out its first derivative. When we are good, it's just suppose we have a y equal to fx is our function there, and then we are going to find out this first derivative test. We are going to find out dy dx. Then after that we are going to be equate our the value of dy dx equal to 0 there to get our critical point. Then after that we are going to find out our second derivative, and then we are going to put our critical point there and find out the going to solve. If the sign of our second derivative test is positive, then our point is our critical point is our point of minima. If its sign is negative, then it's a point of maxima. Now today we are going to solve some selected problem which are asked in our last board examination there. Look the problem. Now what we have given there, so that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of maximum volume and of given slant height is tan inverse root 2. It is one of the problem what we have. It's problem asked. It's also an NCERT problem and also asked in our last examination there. Then what we do, since it's given, then so that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of maximum, we have to be so our semi-vertical angle is our equal to tan inverse root 2. Then first of all, it's we have to draw a roughly figure. We have to get here. Look, we have get a cone there. Now we take our cone. So suppose now mention its point here. Let's suppose it's having center. This point is our O. This is our A, and this is our B. Now we have a what we do. We are going to suppose our take here L is what? It's a slant height. Our L is slant height. Now we take alpha. Alpha is what? Our semi-vertical angle. This is our semi-vertical angle. This is our alpha here. Our angle OBA is alpha there, and we have to be so that the value of alpha is what? The value of alpha is what? Tan inverse root 2. Now we suppose that our L is slant height and alpha is semi-vertical angle there. Now what we do? We are going to find out first of all height of cone. What is our height of cone? We have alpha. Our OB is height. We have to find OB. Then we can use our trigonometry part there. Just suppose we take it's also our AB is what? It's our slant height L. Now we are going to find out our height in the respect of L. This is our 90 degree. Then it's a right angle triangle. In right angle triangle BOA, we are going to find out our OB there. Then it's a OB. OB is what? Our with respect to alpha, this is our base and this is our hypotenuse, and base is to hypotenuse. What we get? We get our cos alpha there. Then our height of cone is what? The height of cone OB is what? Cos alpha equal to this upon this. Then we get the OB is equal to L cos alpha using trigonometry there. Then now we are going to find out its radius. Radius of cone. Then our radius of cone is what? OA. In the terms of L, then this is our what? This is our, with respect to this is our perpendicular, and this is our hypotenuse. We get a sine there. Then it's a L sine alpha. Now we get the height of cone and we get the radius of cone here. Then we have to look so that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of maximum volume. Here we have to show its volume is maximum. Then we have to make our function. What is? Then we start with let V, take capital V. Let V denote the volume of the cone. Then what we have, V is equal to, what is the volume of cone? V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square. Write down r square h. Then we take our r is OA. Then we are going to change it's by 1 by 3 pi OA square into our height is what there, OB. Now we are going to putting the value there. And what is our value? Our value, volume of value is given by, it's 1 by 3 pi OA square. O is what? It's L square sine square alpha, and into what we get, OB or L cos alpha. Now we get our volume function. Now we are just since our alpha is constant there, then we have to prove that our alpha is 10 inverse root 2 there. Then now the 1 by 3 and pi and L here, these are the treat as a, these terms are treating as a what? These terms are treating as our constant form there. Then we can take 1 by 3 pi L cube is constant. Then we have to be what? We have to be derived. You have to take derivative of sine square alpha into cos alpha, because our L is given there. It treated as constant. Our 1 by 3 is constant. Our pi is constant and L cube constant there. Then we are going, our variable is what? It's our alpha there. Then we are going to take out derivative with respect to alpha, dd alpha of V. Then first of all take 1 by 3 pi L cube as constant. Now we are going to find out derivative of sine square alpha into cos alpha, f into z format. Then what we get? After derivative, what we get? We get going to getting the value of, so then we get 2 sine alpha. We are going to differentiate sine square alpha. Then we get 2 sine alpha, and again we get derivative of sine alpha is what? It's a cos alpha into cos alpha. Then we get cos square alpha plus now we are going to interchange it. Then we have sine square alpha, and derivative of cos alpha is minus sine alpha. Then sine square alpha into minus sine alpha. Then here we get minus, we get sine cube alpha. You are going to be take the derivative roughly there. You get this value. Now what is our working rule? We have to find out first derivative, then going to put to get maximum or minimum. For maximum or minima, what we do? We are going to equate our first derivative equal to 0. Now we are going to equate our this part. When we are going to equate this part equal to 0, then these are constant part. These are not going to be vanishes there. This cannot be equal to 0. Then only this part is equal to 0, or 2 sine alpha into cos square alpha, minus sine cube alpha equal to 0. Then here we are going to take our sine alpha common there. Then we get sine alpha common there. Then what we have? Take sine alpha common. Then it's a 2 cos square alpha. 2 cos square alpha minus sine square alpha equal to 0. From when our sine alpha is 0, when our sine alpha equal to 0, this implies alpha equal to 0, but this angle cannot be equal to 0. Then we write here this is not, we mention here this is not possible. Now this is not possible. We cannot get the value of our, here we have figure this alpha cannot be equal to 0. Then what will happen there? Now our this portion is equal to 0. Then what we get? We are substituting this 2 cos square alpha equal to sine square alpha. Then when we are going to dividing by both terms by cos square alpha, then what we get? Now from here what we get? We get 10 square alpha. When this part is equal to 0, then we get 10 square alpha equal to 2. This implies 10 alpha is equal to under root 2. Now we get 10 alpha equal to under root 2. This is our critical point there. Or we can also take it alpha equal to 10 inverse root 2. What we have to be show that, but our work is not complete there. We have to show our saline sorry, we have to show that our vertical angle is what? It's a tan inverse root 2. We get here, but we have to be show that cone of maximum volume. We only get our semi-vertical angle there, what we need there, but we to show its volume is maximum or minimum, we have to be show that the derivative of volume, second derivative of volume is must be negative there. Now what we do? Now we are going to find out our second derivative d2 d2 d alpha square of b there, v there. Then what do we get? We are going to again differentiate these values. We get 1 by 3 pi r cube. There is no change. It's treated as a constant there. Now we are going to again using their f and g form. Look, we are going to take f ddx of the sin alpha. We get cos alpha there. Now what do we get here? We get 2 cos cube alpha here. 2 cos cube alpha. Then after that we are going to be differentiate this cos square alpha. Then we get 2 to 4 cos alpha, and then we get minus sin alpha again. Then we get here minus 4 sin into sin square alpha and into cos alpha. Now we get the value of this. Now we are going to differentiate this part. Then what we get? We get minus 3 sin square alpha and into cos alpha there. Now we get our second derivative there. This is our second derivative. What we do? We are going to be simplify it. Then after simplification, what we get? 1 by 3 pi l cube. It's a sin square alpha into cos alpha. Both are same term. Then after simplification, it's a 2. Then it's a 2 cos cube alpha minus 4 minus 3. What do we get? Minus 7 sin square alpha into cos alpha. Look now we have getting the value of 10 alpha is root 2. We get here 10 alpha is root 2. We have these terms. When we are going to take up our common there, we are going to be take here cos square alpha. So we are just going to be take common cos cube alpha there. 1 by 3 pi l cube. We are going to take our cos cube alpha common there. Then what we get here? We get here 2, and here we get minus 7. We take cos cube alpha common. This cancels sin square by cos square. We get 7 10 square alpha. Now look, we have the value of 10 square alpha is 2 here. When we are going to put 2 here, 2 minus 7 to 14. 2 minus 14, we get our negative value. We get our the whole value is negative there. Now at 10 square alpha equal to 2, our d2v and of d alpha square is what? It's a negative. It's negative value there. Now at 10 square alpha is negative. Therefore our volume is maximum, and we get our alpha is what? And our vertical semi-vertical angle is given by alpha equal to 10 inverse root 2. This is our required result. Now we are moved to our next problem there. Thus I'm going to again revise you to going to next problem. What do we do here? We just we have to show here volume of the cone is maximum there. Then to get volume, we need a volume cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Pi r square, then we need here we get here OA and OB. It's given there. Semi-vertical, we take our slant height is what? Alpha. Semi-vertical angle we take alpha there. Then we have given part L and alpha there. Then we are going to find out its height and radius with respect of L and alpha there. And it's a right angle triangle. We are getting OB, getting the height of cone is what? L cos alpha. Then similarly we can getting the radius of cone. It's our L sin alpha. Putting the formula in V equal to 1 by 3 pi r square s. And then after that what do we do? We are going to get our first derivative. Then after getting equate our first derivative to 0, find out our critical point 10 alpha equal to root 2. Then after that we find its second derivative, and so that the sign of second derivative at 10 square alpha or 10 alpha equal to root 2, we get its sign is negative. Hence our volume is maximum, and our semi-vertical angle is alpha is given by 10 inverse root 2. This is our required result. Now we are moved to with our next problem. what we have given there, if the sum of the length of the hypotenuse and a side of a right triangle is given, then now we have to show that the area of the triangle is maximum when the angle between them is 60 degree. Now, to prove that, first of all, if the sum of the length of the hypotenuse and side of the triangle is given, then we first of all draw a right angle triangle. Now here, if the sum of the length of hypotenuse is this, then when angle between them is the sum of the length of hypotenuse is and the side of right angle and the side of right angle triangle is given. So suppose we taken the angle between them. This is our theta, and we have to be show the value of theta is what, 60 degree here. So suppose we take our hypotenuse as a y and take our base as a x. Now we start with, let our ABC be a right angle triangle. Our ABC is right angle triangle, where our AC is equal to what? We take a y, and BC is equal to what? We take x. And now we have to use our sum of the length of hypotenuse and the side of. Then now we are going to take let x plus y. We are going to take it some constant k there. Let's suppose our sum of these sides are equal to k there. We are write down k is any constant. Now we have x plus y equal to k. Now what we have to show that, look, so that the area of triangle is maximum. Then what we do, we have to get to our function area first of all. What is the, now here we are going to get our area. Let's suppose the area of triangle is given by a. Then what is a? A is what? It's a right angle triangle, half base is our what? X, and height. If this is our y, this is x, then our height is given by under root y square minus x square by using Pythagoras theorem, then into under root y square minus x square. Now look, here we get a square root terms. When we are getting in function getting any square root term or any cubic root term, then we are going to taking the square of the function there. Now what we do, we take here a square, then our a square is what? X square by 4, then y square minus x square, removing this square root. Now we are going to take our this a square as a function of z. Now this z represent our area. There is not going to change after taking square there. We getting our, as usual, our result there. Now we are since, look, there is one of the problem that when we are going to differentiate with, then we have two variables. Thus I'm already told you. Thus we need any single variable there. Then we have to be converts is in a single variable there. Then what we do, we are going to change our value of y from here. We put the value of y is what? K minus x. Now our z is given by x square by 4 in bracket. We change the value of y, k minus x whole square minus x square. Now what we have, we getting the our a square in the terms of z. Now and after that we are going to change its our format. We can also simplify it by using z equal to x square by 4. Also can we get x square plus x square minus 2kx minus x square. Then sorry for that. And now what we have, these terms are cancelled out. Then our function z is given by x square by 4 k square minus 2ks. Now it's in a single variable. Then what we do, what is our function? We have to find out first derivative. Then what is our dz by ddx of z is what? Just taking multiply it. K square is constant there. Then what we get? We get here k square. It's a 2k square x by 4. We taking inside the bracket. Then what we get? Minus, this cancel out, minus k, and here it's x cube, and this is 2. Then we get 3x square minus 3k x square by 2. This is our first derivative. This is our first derivative. What we get? And then both are cancelled to each other. Then what we get? Here we get, after solving, what we get? K square x, taking 1, this is 1 by 2, taking 1 by 2 common there, 1 by 2 k square x minus 3 k x square. Now we get the value of dz there, dz of dx there for maxima and minima. What do? We are going to equate our ddx of z equal to 0. When we are going to put is 0, then this half cannot be equal to 0. Then what do we have? K square x minus 3k x square equal to 0. Then we are going to solve it. Generally we are not going to be equate. We take common here. What's common portion? We cannot going to shifting this part. Then we get only one, because it's a quadratic. Then we have get two values there. Then we are going to take common k, taking kx common there. Then we have k minus, taking kx common, k and x. So then here we get k minus what we have to do. It's a 3 k common. Then we have 3x equal to 0. Now when this part, when we are going to taking kx equal to 0, then what do we get? This kx, k cannot be equal to 0, and but we take x, we take our x is a length. Then our from this part, because we can k is a sum part of x plus y, k, and this kx equal to 0. This is not possible because our k and x cannot be equal to 0 there. Then what we have? Then k minus 3x equal to 0. Then from here we get k equal to what? 3x, or we get the value of x here. Our x is given by k by 3. Now we get our critical point. Now we are moved to be solve our to get our second derivative of dx square. Now we are going to move to get our second derivative there. Our first derivative is what? It's a half k square x minus 3k square x. Then from here what we get? It's a k square by 2x. Then what we get? Here we get only the derivative of x is 1. Then here we get only k square by 2, and here we get 3 to 6, taking 1 by 2 common there. Sorry, we have taken already 1 by 2 there. Then what we get here? Minus the, it's a 2, 3 to 6, 6 by 2. Then we get 3kx. We get 3kx. Now this is our second derivative. Now when we are going to find out our value of second derivative, x equal to k by 3, then look, it's a k square by 2, and what we get here? X equal to k by 3. Then we get, it's a 3 cancel out. Then we get k square. Now see, it's a k square by 2 and minus k square. Obviously after solving we get our what? The value is what? We get here minus k square by 2 after solving. Obvious this is less than 0. Now at x equal to k by 3, d2z, second derivative of z is what? Negative. Hence our area of triangle is maximum. But this is our not part. We can we have so that our area of the triangle is maximum. But here we have to find the angle between them is 60 degree. We have to find our angle between them is 60 degree. Then how we get our angle? Look, this is base, this is hypotenuse. Then our is cos theta. Cos theta is what? X by y. We are going to getting our value of cos theta is equal to x by y. Our x is k by 3. We have to get the value of y. When our x is k by 3, k by 3 plus y equal to k, then from here what we get? The value of y is what? Y equal to k minus k by 3. Then the value of y is what? It's a 2k by 3. Then the value of y is what? We get 2k by 3. This cancel, this cancel. Then what we have? 1 by 2 only. Cos theta is 1 by 2. This means our theta is what? 60 degree. What we have required to prove that the angle between the sides are 60 degree. How we get our angles there? Now we are going to move with our next problem. What is the given problem? We have given that sorry, a jet of an enemy is flying. A jet of enemy is flying along the curve y equal to x square plus 2. A soldier is placed at the point 3, 2. What is the nearest distance between the soldier and the jet? Look, it's talking about distance, and we have to find out distance of our jet plane of enemy is moving around a curve y equal to x square plus 2. Then we have to find out what. First of all, we are going here to getting the value of point. Just suppose we have a let take the point xy, pxy be any point. We are going to take any point on the curve y equal to x square plus 2. Now we have to find out its minimum distance, and we have to take distance from 3 to. And we are going to take what we take px by any point on the curve x equal to, and take let some take m over 3 by 2. Suppose that this is our position of soldier, be the position of soldier of our soldier. Now m is 3b2 with the position of our soldier. Now we are going to find out our PM distance here. It's a P. What is our PM? PM is given by distance formula. We are going to use our distance formula. Then it's x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square. Then but here again two variables. Then we are going to change our formula, whole formula in this single variable. We are going to change the value of y from x square plus 2. Then now our PM is what? It's under root x minus 3 whole square. At the place of y we put x square plus 2. X square plus 2 minus 2, what we get? We get only x square. S square whole square, we get x to power 4 here. Now again our function in the square root form. Then we are going to taking the square root, taking the square of this PM, we get x minus 3 whole square plus x square. Take this as a function z. Now we are able to, our function is given by in the terms of single variable x. We are going to find out our ddx of z here. Then what do we get? 2x minus 3. X minus 3 value is 1 there, and plus 4x cube. Then for maxima and minima, what we do? We taking 2x minus 3 plus 4x cube equal to 0. Then what do we get? We get our, after solving, we get 4x cube plus 2x minus 6 equal to 0. Now we have to be solve it by using, it's a cubic format. Then we have to solve it by hitting the try method. Let's suppose x equal to 1 there. And then getting x equal to 1, 4 plus 2, 6. Yeah, x equal to 1 is solution. Then x minus 1 is a factor there. Now we are going to factorize it. X minus 1 is a factor there. Then what we do? X minus 4x square into x minus 1. Then we get minus 4x square. We get minus 4x square. Then we have to be at 4x square plus 2x minus 6. Just we are going to factorize it. Now we have 4x square x minus 1. We are going to break our this x plus 4. Put x minus 1. Then we have 4x square. Then we get minus 4x. But here we have plus 2x. Then here we get our extra minus 4x extra. Then we had 4x there. Then we take here 6x minus 6 equal to 0. 4x square x minus 1 plus 4x x minus 1, and this taking 6 common there. Now our factor is what? Take x minus 1 common. Then we have 4x square plus 4x plus 6 equal to 0. Take 2 common from there. Then what we have? X minus 1, 2x square plus 2x plus 3 equal to 0. This is our factor. When it can be also factorized at the factor of 6. factor of 6 with whose sum is what, 2 there. I think if we cannot getting here a real values there, we cannot get here real values of these roots. Now what we do, when our x minus 1 equal to 0, we get value of x is what, 1, and here when 2x square plus 2x plus 3 equal to 0, write down it has no real roots. It has no real roots. We can easily show that it's b square minus 4ac having a negative values there. Now we get our critical point x equal to 1. Move to find second derivative d2z dx square. We are going to find out its second derivative from here. What we get? Then value of its what? We have 2 x minus 1 3 2x. Then we get 2 here. Write down 2, and here we get plus 12 x square. Now look, at x equal to 1, at x equal to 1, look, obviously this is positive. At x equal to 1, d2z dx square having positive value, then s equal to 1 is a point of minima, or point of minima. We getting we have so that, what do we show that a soldier is placed at the point 3 2. What is the nearest means we have to show minimum value distance between the soldier and z. Then what do we have? We get x equal to 1 is our minimum, getting given minimum values. Now we have to find its minimum distance. What is PM? Sorry, PM is what? X minus 3 whole square plus x to the power 4. Then our minimum distance PM is given by under root x minus 3 whole square, means 1 minus 3 whole square plus x to the power 4, 1 to the power 4. Then we from here we get it's a 2 square 4 plus 1 root 5. Then what is the nearest distance between the soldier and the jet? The nearest distance between the soldier and jet is what? Our root 5 there. This is our required solution.